Good morning, dieharders. Who's ready to live for your diehard in the multiverse of madness? I am your host, the Shogun, and I am once again joined by my good friend Syxx as we review. Well, not really review the multiverse of madness. I think we did that the last time. In this one, we cover a variety of topics on whether or not Kanye West can make a comeback. Amongst other things. We also discuss Ezra Miller, how DC seems to be doing almost everything wrong these days, what with canceling their shows and everything. We also briefly touch on the Batman once again and how Barry Keoghan's Joker looks fucking hideous, like someone set him on fire and tried to put it out with a shovel. But anyway, I mean, that's what acid burns will do to you. Among other things, that's what we talk about. Among many other topics, right here on the S&W Experience podcast, episode 51. And here we go.
From when Kanye released him.
Yeah.
So,
Thing is,
yeah.
what was I saying? If you had to give Moon Knight a rating, like out of 10, what would you give it?
I would give it a 7.8 or an 8, depending on how I feel. But it was a good show. I don't think it was lackluster. It definitely lived up to the hype of what Moon Knight can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this line I read before seeing the show. It's like they say Moon Knight is like the Marvel's version of Batman, like except he's not, cause like Batman dresses in black so that you don't see him coming. Like Moon Knight is dressed all white because it doesn't matter that you can see him coming and know that it doesn't matter.
And that the fear sets in that much more.
Yeah.
That you see me, and I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
And he kills people. He fucking like straight up murders them. He doesn't. Shit. Like, he don't fuck around, man. There was this story I read about like the time Moon Knight and Deadpool like they fought each other for the first time. There was this guy. There was this old dude. He was sick in the hospital, and like Deadpool was on his way to come kill him, and Moon Knight steps in to like stop him, and he successfully like manages to hack him to pieces and like get rid of him. After the fact, he finds out that, which is surprising because I'm like, yo, Moon Knight fucked up Deadpool, like damn. But yeah. So in that story, it was later explained like, oh, like Deadpool's able to explain to the guy that the dude that I'm going to kill, like I was hired to like kill this guy because years ago, like he was like this terrible like army dude who used to torture people and do all these horrible experiments. And this was during a phase like in Moon Knight's crime fighting career where he thought like killing people isn't the answer, whatever. So like he was wrestling with the thought of like is it right to like kill this dude? Like he's just, I mean, as bad as he was back in the day, he's just like he's a harmless old man now. He can do no harm, but like so it was kind of wrestling with that, like the moral, the gray areas of it, like killing this guy for what he did or just leaving him be because at the end of the day he's a defenseless dude now, he can't hurt anybody. But it was a pretty good question though, but in the end he decides, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna, like, you know what, I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna go up and like find this dude because if there was someone out there whose life was affected so much so by your actions that they hired Deadpool to come get you, like you must have done some shit, man. So
Very much.
the fact that Moon Knight went back there and was like, I'm gonna kill this guy, and the dude ended up dead, kind of just like, damn, it said a lot about this character, like right away it's like, he's a good dude, like he'll fight for the innocent, but like if you cross that line and you harm people, like he will fucking kill you.
And you are no longer an innocent.
Yeah. Oh shit.
He's a cool character though.
Yeah.
He has lots of potential. I want to see him the most with Spiderman. I really do.
Really?
Because obviously in the '80s run and even on the early 2000s, it's Moon Knight and Spider-Man. They had like a team up. Even in the Spider-Man cartoon, the most recent one that doesn't look that nice art wise. You had Moon Knight and Spider-Man team up.
Yeah, I remember like we had even in the video game there was this one video game where like Venom was spreading all over the city, infecting people. Like you could either choose like as an ally, you could either choose to ally with the Vulture or Moon Knight, and like it was pretty cool seeing the character then. But I'd never seen the character before then. I'm like who was this guy? So like once you go onto his side, it's like damn, this is actually kind of sick, you know. But
so yeah, it's gonna definitely be interesting.
It could,
especially when it's Peter v. Stephen Grant or Mark Spector. I think Mark will be kind of annoyed, like Stephen will definitely be fond of him. Like, oh, you're that Spider-Man fellow. You're the superhero. And Mark will be like, yeah, I could give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see the dynamic because, like, Mark doesn't have a problem killing people. I mean, he does have an issue with, like, unnecessarily killing people. But Moon Knight doesn't have an issue with killing folks. But, like, yeah. It's kind of like, you remember in Daredevil? When Daredevil had a run with the Punisher for a bit? And, like, he had him tied up and he basically broke it down, like, I think you're a half measure because, like, you just beat people up. You know, like, when you hit them, they get up, and when I hit them, they stay down. Like just that.
And again, that's partly because Daredevil holds back most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Frank in that moment, had a point about like a lot of the shit that he said, because dude was saying like, sure, you beat up the bad guy, they lock him up, but like eventually he's gonna get out of jail and do shit again. Whereas if I run into him, that's it for him. There's no more we're gonna hear from this guy. And he ended off by saying, the one thing you can't see is that you're one bad day away from being me. That line right there, it's like, shit, he's right. Because even like Joker in his story said like all it takes is one bad day to turn the sanest person alive into a lunatic. So just like yeah. Even Peter Parker in No Way Home, that was his bad day. You know, like he had like that one bad day and he was gonna kill Osborn.
Yeah, he was gonna kill. And killing, see, once you kill, is like there's no going back if that's your moral code. People like Iron Man, Thor, Cap, they don't have that. They don't care. But if your moral code is so intrinsically linked to not killing, once you do kill, it's a downward spiral.
Yeah. It's like with thing is, I really the one thing that makes me want to see Amazing Spider-Man 3 like really much now is that line from Garfield where he says I got low. I stopped pulling at some point I stopped pulling my punches. That's when I'm like, yo, what'd you do, man?
He's getting really like, and also that also ties into the Spider-Man One More Day, Spider-Man One Moment in Time.
Yeah.
And it's those runs and Peter almost losing on May and him going batshit on Wilson Fisk in the jail, grabbing him by the skin, which looks like a shirt. You know, like that's how strong he is. He will grab him. You know, like it's pretty cool, really. When he does like snap, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, no. But hey man, DC is a fucking shit show lately. Have you noticed? Everything's delayed. Everything.
It's not. It's the actual movie, though. So it's just the Midnight Suns show. Batwoman canceled with the black lady, and the other show with the other black superhero canceled. Forgot what it's called, but CGI is horrendous, and it's CW, of course. Obviously, it is. It's just they're not doing so well on all fronts, movie and TV. And the Flash is ass. Yeah. It's just, I don't know what they're doing. Marvel is, sometimes hitting it out of the ballpark with these shows. Yeah, and DC, when they used to have the shows and now they don't have the shows anymore, like, what do they have that's left now? What do they have? Oh, Naomi, that's the show. Naomi's like that character from the comics who lives in a world that Superman is fake, but then she has real powers, and then she realizes that she's in a fake world and Superman is real. Yeah, it's a dumb concept. It's very convoluted. But that was cancelled. Batwoman's cancelled. The Flash is to be cancelled. I think the only good show, and okay, good is subjective, but the only okay show right now for the CW is Tyler Hoechlin's Superman and Lois.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Season 1, man. Show's really good. Like from that first
It is.
episode
For the
on,
quality,
it's really good.
for the budget, not bad.
For the budget they got, it's amazing. Holy shit.
Their in quality, I mean, like their entire budget for like the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes is equivalent to Marvel's 1 episode budget, and it shows that the fact that they can make do with so little, comparatively speaking, a half, a third of, it's pretty good. What the end result, looks like, it's pretty good. Especially the scene with Superman versus Black Lex Luthor, the one from the other reality. That was nice.
It was very reminiscent of Man of Steel.
Yep, and Zod. Even like the color grading felt very Zack Snyder. Yeah.
You remember Smallville?
Yeah.
How would you say Superman and Lois stacks up to Smallville?
The original Superman and Lois, or this one?
This one, yeah.
Obviously, the effects have gotten more polished, but in terms of story, I think Smallville had a more appealing thing, because again, with Smallville, it's very easy to make high school shows, right? Because Smallville was essentially high school problems in life with Superman and some Superman villains. But it's very hard to write for like a very different theme, because now you have, of course, it's Superman with the time skip. These kids are teenagers and they have their powers, and Lois and him are married, and it's a show about a family man. It's a show about coming of age. It's a show about just Superman, the wider DC world, and it's a show about balancing all of that together and the struggle of it. So it's a lot to piece together, and with that, it's hard to sometimes make the most coherent of stories. So while the show is visually good and has decent writing, Smallville had better stories to tell, just because, one, you do have source material that has Superman as a young adult, you have Superboy, and you also have the fact that it's easier to write a show about high school kids and drama and the problems of high school life and everything like that.
Yeah.
The writing, Smallville has a slight leg up. Because again, the writing of Superman and Lois is not bad. It's not bad. It's nice. It's decent. Palpable. But Smallville, obviously, outclassed. Because the characters, I guess in this case, it's been like 20 years since the characters were introduced.
Yeah.
They stay in the mind longer. You can think of them much quicker. And Lois, I mean, even Lex, he's, like when you say Lex Luthor, most of the time, people think Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah. You don't get a lot of people who say Lex Luthor and think Kevin Spacey. But
yeah. Or Gene Hackman. I mean, maybe the old generation, but
yeah.
Lex Luthor, it's Michael. But Superman and Lois, there's not much to take home. There really isn't. There's not much to take home.
It was a pretty inspired choice that John wasn't the one with the powers, like, of Superman's kids on the show. Like, just, that was a pretty... Because in the comics, yeah. Shit.
John K. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, though. Hopefully they can sort of make it last. They can sort of keep that momentum of... It's fine, it's this, it's that.
The Flash. I want to talk to you about the Flash movie. Like, just with everything that's gone on with Ezra Miller, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still gonna see it. We're still gonna see it, but like, are we
True.
gonna be able to enjoy it the same way? Like,
I wonder. And again, it comes down to separating the art from the artist. Like when you think of any of the Incredible Hulk movies, Michael Hurt's an abuser. He's a dodgy guy with a dodgy Hollywood rep. Like his rap sheet ain't pretty. But we can watch these movies. I mean, Johansson is a supporter of Woody Thingy. His name.
yeah,
What's his face? Yeah, she's a supporter. She's a advocate of his innocence and whatnot. Obviously, um, you move on to other movies. You have Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. She is a special forces former for Israel. She might be anti-Semitic. No, not that. Not anti-Semitic. She might be a thingy.
a sympathizer essentially.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
zealot, a sympathizer, a supporter of the regime. She is, obviously. She did tweet. Okay, well, not tweet. She posted a Facebook thing about Israel and the proud nation and this and that and long live Israel, whatever. And yeah, she has a very, very, very tentative, I guess, corporate social image compared to someone like Miller or William Hurt. But hey, watch those movies. We don't care. People still watch Jared Leto movies, even though he's like a weird cult leader guy and whatnot. So, yeah, sure, you have Miller being a nut job who beats people up and threatens to kill them and threatens to, whatever it is. He's not as bad as. Okay, no, he's equally as bad as the people we named. So it's just like, if you're gonna set the one, then you can also accept the other. I mean, hey, Mel Gibson, the so-called anti-Semite, So we watch Mel Gibson movies, so and Lethal Weapon and whatnot. People still watch his movies, they still watch Braveheart, whatever the movie is, when he's painted in blue. But yeah, we enjoy many movies with people who have questionable character, I guess, qualities.
Yeah.
So this should be no different.
Is with there was one instance where it's really difficult for me to do that. It was the Power Rangers cartoon, the show that played on Cartoon Network. I watched
Oh,
that.
wasn't the people are nuns or something?
Yeah, the guy. There was the master, like the mentor to the Power Rangers. Like, it's like it's really hard to watch scenes that he's in where he's being like this caring dude to like the team, but not just that. But there's a character on the show called Decker. He's played by Rick Medina. He's this like swordsman who can transform, and like he wants to like fight the Red Ranger. Like he can kill just about anybody he comes across. He's that fucking talented. It's really hard to watch his scenes now, considering that the actor Rick Medina, like he got busted. Like he's in jail for murder now. So like this is really hard to watch. So yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's easier for like music wise, like R. Kelly and. But yeah, art is just movies. They're kind of a different thing. They're a different monster altogether. But yeah, we will still watch it and have our critiques of it, and obviously there will be many considering what the movie does and what it strives to do. The Flush is what they call it, not the Flash anymore. That's a funny Twitter thing. That's why I Twitter so much. The Flush. Imagine that. But yeah. Have you seen those memes though where they're like Morbius sweep?
Speaking of Morbius, have you seen it?
Nope, not yet. I don't know when I'll see it. I might, but maybe not soon. Like,
Yeah.
I do enjoy, you know, movie 26 more $1 billion, and Morbius sweep, and Morbius 2 is gonna have Vin Diesel and Superman and Black Adam, and yeah, I enjoy those films very much. I enjoy them.
Oh shit, though.
Mm.
But with I I was so like hyped for this movie when I saw that first trailer. I'm like, yo, we're gonna get Morbius the living vampire. It's a character like
Mm-hmm.
it's such an interesting character. I'm like, okay, they cast Jared Leto in the role. That's not what I was thinking
Like, let
they'd
me
go
say
for,
this
but
to you.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not exactly what the guy I imagined when they said they were gonna do a Morbius movie. Because I always thought like if anybody could do it, it'd be Benicio del Toro. Because
Mm, okay.
like just look at Morbius in the comics, and then you look at like Benicio in the
Yeah,
Wolfman. Like it's just like
it's
holy
his.
shit.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's up his alley. It's up his alley.
Yeah, he could definitely have made that role work. But I'm like, okay, it's Jared Leto. Whatever. Character's good. It won't matter. But then you hear like the reviews. It's like, oof, maybe this ain't that great. You know, maybe I shouldn't pay good money to see this. Maybe I should wait till it drops on like the usual sites and whatnot.
True. Where's this? Oh, there it is. Like, the memes make me laugh. They do. I do enjoy them. Let me send this tweet. Okay, I just sent it. Just Morbius sweep. It's a fun concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. I remember when, dude. You remember like a year ago, everybody like, and I mean everybody was talking about Morbius. They were like, "Oh, is it the same universe as No Way Home? Have the universes blended
Yeah.
together? Like just."
Yeah, that's it's kind of a crazy one of like, whoops, you thought. Because why do you even have Toby? Why do you have Oscorp? Why? And yeah, I'm not gonna watch it now. I have better things to do today. But it's just so interesting the way that even
They
the director, he's kind of a few screws loose. I don't know.
even the director came out and said, "I don't know why there's a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure on that wall." Like,
And the fact that he leaked the movie spoilers, like what do you call it? Like
what?
like a week in advance, right? A week.
Why would you do that? Like, that's
It's
just
weird.
uh,
He spoke about Vulture's new suit. Like, I read all of them. And I was like, bet I won't see it because he literally leaked the entire premise of the movie and like any surprising things that we see on the way. So once you know that, why see the movie at all? And I was like, oh, new Vulture suit. Oh, there's almost Spider-Man. Oh, interesting, crazy. Why would he say that? Why? You know, you didn't see Reeves talking about, oh yeah, at the end, you know, the Joker meets, Enigma. Like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, they
Doesn't
kind
make
of
sense.
did, but that was like the day of the premiere. He didn't say that it was a Joker, but he's like Barry Keoghan was on the red carpet like the day of the movie. So
And even with
technically,
that,
I mean, like,
people
yeah,
still didn't know. Like, he
yeah,
might be like a cop. You know, he might be a detective. Like, it was surprising to see it. It was like, no, no. And everyone was like, whoa. Because his scene came up. Everyone was like, what's this? They heard the voice. They were like, okay, continue speaking. They heard it for longer and they were like, no. They heard it for even longer. They were like, no way. It can't be. He laughs. They freak the fuck out. It's the Joker. Like, it
yeah.
was a brilliant, that is how you do a reveal. Not this random Morbius guy, like, yeah, so the Vulture's new suit. Why would you tell Vanity Fair that? Why would you even say he's in the movie at the end? Why? He's dumb. He's dumb. He's really dumb.
Yeah. With what did you think of Barry Keoghan's Joker in terms of his look?
You know what? I think we spoke about this when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Many Jokers in the past 10 years, 15 years, they've taken a lot from Mr. Who's this guy? R.I.P. Ledger. So, you see, that one is mostly Gotham.
Yeah.
It's Gotham, actually, Ledger's edginess, but with Nicholson's, I guess, acid burn. Because no one really had acid burn before and after Nicholson, up until they had Moynihan and he was Jerome, whoever the fuck they called him. So it's like, I appreciate that they at least took a mix, because it's very hard to come up with like a very new, fresh adaptation. Because even the Walking Beings one, everything is based around the comics in some capacity. Everything. The wholly original one was Ledger's. Then after Ledger's, they began using Ledger's templates of edgy and dark, and he doesn't laugh, but he makes like these menacing statements and whatever. After that, DC was like, well, hey, let's use that for the Joker. Had that for a minute, and they went back to zany Joker, and it's very. I can appreciate that they kind of researched this. Okay, we can pull from this, we can pull from that. That can be new. Let's pull from here and here and here. So I do like that they went a fresh route, as opposed to just copying any other adaptation, like Gotham did. I mean, they didn't copy at first, up until Jerome actually forced an acid. Then it's the original thing. But before, he was just like, oh, that's Ledger, oh, that's him being this edgy guy. But then acid and whatnot, okay, that's fresh. We can appreciate that. But yeah, they pull from everywhere, and I can live with that.
I thought he was ugly. Just.
Oh, that's the point. You don't fall an acid and look like Brad Pitt now, do you?
I know, but like, dude, the dude looks like someone set fire to his head and put it out with a shovel. Just.
That's exactly what happened. The acid will burn you like a flame.
I know that,
it makes
but
sense.
God damn.
Yeah, and I think also since it's a more of a R16 Batman universe. What you'll have are people who are grotesquely like horrific and horrifying. Like they will make you feel like, oof, this is too much. This is horrible. So at the end of the day, it is marketed for adults. Kids can't see this guy. They won't see him. I mean, they can unless they're 15, 16, whatever the thing is. But yeah, it's meant for adults, so it will reflect the true reality, the true world of what an acid burn looks like. Because again, the universe is so realism. Batman, he flops and he hits the bus and he hits the road. He would have been dead in the real world, but it's close enough. It's like Ledger's world.
Yeah.
And Bale's world. It's realistic, but yeah. So there's still like pretty formidable people.
I kind of take issue with that aspect of like, let's make Batman more and more real, because the more and more realistic you make Batman, the less special he is.
Basically, exactly, you diminish him, because in the real world, there's no guy who can keep on doing that for longer than like a year before he dies, and the amount of scars and battle wounds and plot conveniences that happen in a situation. There's like, oh, why don't we ever aim at Batman's mouth? Oh, why don't we ever aim here and here and do this and do that? It's like, yeah, the fantasy of fiction falls apart. Because again, how are you supposed to suspend your disbelief if there's no disbelief to begin with? That's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It cheapens it. It doesn't hit as the same. Yet in Maverick's world, he's like as strong as a DCEU super soldier.
He got stabbed, dude. He got fucking stabbed, and he just shrugged that shit off. Like,
and he punched the guy with 2,000 pounds per square inch force, as actually like people in that community they actually like researched it, they measured it, and they got the actual force. You imagine that. You're looking at like car levels, like a car hitting you from stopping at like a stop line, which is crazy, and no one can do that but a super soldier.
Yeah, he punched the guy in the dick in the Ultimate Edition.
And that guy is infertile now. He's either infertile or he's dead, because that's just, it's shy. Why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in a situation? You're dead. We'll feel it if you do that. A car hitting your balls, gone. They're gone, bro. Say goodbye. They were never there. They never existed. They were Thanos stamped out of existence.
Shit, no. But man, it's.
But he's definitely on some crazy shit in the Snyderverse.
Hey, Affleck was like ripped in that movie. Shit, you remember that montage of him like fucking up a tire and shit? I'm like. Hey.
But also the most simplest example, when he first meets Superman face to face, when his tank of a car explodes out of the truck, killing everyone. Oh, the amount of force and kinetic energy behind the way that the tank slammed, from being in a weird sort of angle, and then that jankiness, that would snap your neck. No amount of protection can stop you from dying when the car falls like that. Just the most simplest of things. When you make it real, it doesn't work because it's not real. He died. He is like Steve Rogers plus in the Snyderverse.
But you hear about the bots at the and the Oscars thing, the bots at the most of the votes that made Zack Snyder win the votes. Thing.
Yeah, but apparently it was Snyder bots. Do you believe that? I mean, I don't care at all. Like, I don't care that Justice League won. I really don't care. That vote, I didn't even know it existed until the Will Smith thing. So, I guess that was interesting. The more you know. Yeah. But I think it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Not really.
It doesn't really matter, because that award means nothing. If you really want to get down to it, it means nothing. It's a fan thing.
Yeah, fan
it's
moment.
It's like Super Bowl halftime show, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for entertainment. But also, I do think people saying that, I think it's just like, it doesn't matter so much that if people say that, I would imagine that they are just jealous of the MC not winning. Oh, it was bots. Oh, it was bots. Oh, they voted in abundance and we lost. Well, why touch grass? Why are you that bothered by the fact that one movie won over another to make up some sort of, I guess, rumor that it was bots that voted? If it was bots, I don't care regardless. Good for the bots. Good for the Snyder team. They deserve a win once in a while. So it's like, yeah, cool. Why does it matter if it was bots or not? Because it's just like, if the MCU lost, I mean, it did lose, I don't care. If it won, okay, that's nice as well. But yeah, I don't get why a story about this would come out. Like, there are bigger things to talk about. Not even like in a sort of real world, like, oh, people are dying, Ukraine, fuck that. I'm just talking about, like, we can talk about Multiverse of Madness. Like, why is this story specifically coming out? I don't understand it. You have to be really salty to just tell the story. You really have to be.
Yeah. But with shit though, man, there's not a lot to look forward to. There's not a lot to look forward to on the DC side outside of Flash and personally,
it might be paused because of Amber Heard now. She has little screen time in the movie.
Yeah,
which is
10 minutes.
Win for us.
Said it's like she only has 10 minutes of screen time.
And it could be lower because again, this whole case is going against Amber to Amber's detriment.
Yeah.
And I think with that, they can workshop it and sort of, because again, there's the news she might be replaced by not Anna de Armas,
Emilia
the
Clarke.
other one. Clarke. Yeah, at first I thought it was de Armas, but yeah, Clarke is gonna replace her, and it's all apparently. I don't like apparently. It's dumb. I learned my lesson from Multiverse of Madness. So I just think that whatever they have planned, even what's this? Jason Eccles, he's going to be what? Who's he going to play again?
He's in The Boys.
I know, like they
yeah.
call. No, there's also something in DC as well. Oh no! I'm lying. It wasn't casting news. It was him saying he still wants to be Batman one day, like real Batman, not just a voice. But with regards to like Clark and whatever, I won't believe it until I actually like see it from a news outlet, not some Twitter stan account with 40K followers.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
It's important to be wary these days, dude. It wasn't.
Yeah, fake news is rife. I mean, it's been rife, but it's especially prevalent on Twitter. Twitter is the mecca of misinformation and propagated information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. There was something weird, like something weird. Not like weird. This was a while back. I was watching like WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania was about to start, and like before it starts, there's this opening monologue by the host of the show, and weirdly enough, the host of this year's WrestleMania was Mark Wahlberg. I'm sitting there. I'm just looking. I'm like, why are you here?
That's so far out of his reach, though. Like, it's so far out of his depth.
Like, dude.
I mean, I think it's because he's like a muscle guy or whatever.
I mean, but like, why? The whole time I'm sitting there like, why are you here? Out of everyone they could get, why you? Like, just.
Yeah, it's so far removed. If anything, have like a. I don't know, fuck. I'm trying to think of buff actors, but every buff actor was once a wrestler, so it doesn't work. Yeah. But like they could have had someone from Hollywood who actually had some ties to fighting, wrestling, sports, to do something.
They could have had Matthew McConaughey, dude. It would have made more sense. He's actually like a huge wrestling fan, so.
Yeah, you could have had Will Smith as Muhammad Ali. I mean, it would have been weird.
Just for the lols, man. Just.
Yeah, that an impression. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I have anxiety, so I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, it's definitely, it's kind of like Mike Myers and Kanye West being together, speaking about Haiti.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh?
This is a weird pairing. Just
yeah. It's interesting.
Like, because thing is, neither of them have anything to do with the other. Just, what does Mike Myers, an actor, have to do with Kanye West?
Exactly. Yeah. No, but even more funny enough, Kanye has since had a lyric containing at least one usage of Mike Myers, which is strange. That he kind of kept that interaction
in his mind, like.
Yeah. Indefinitely. Like, it's just so interesting. He has lyrics about who's this? It's a night for the party. No, I'm lying. I'll figure it out. But he also has someone who's so. There's no one who should be rapped about, I guess. Yeah, it's just strange.
Yeah. I remember a while back you and I talked about do you think Will Smith will ever come back to like the dude he was, or like come back from this? I ask you now, you think Kanye West will ever like restore himself to like his glory days?
Oh, it's too late for him.
Really?
Okay, here's the thing. If he pulls a Robert Redford, right? He can come out on top. He can. He can kind of be like a legend whose career began after his, prime. Like Morgan Freeman's big hit, Driving Miss Daisy. He was like 48 when the movie came out. He was 40. He was old man. He was an old man. Obviously, he was in the electric company when he was like 30 something and whatnot, but that's the electric company. It's not that popular, you know. His big break as driving Miss Daisy and Shawshank and everything else after. But he can still make it out alive if he continues to ride success for the next 20 years. And I think he can. Because you look at a person like, I was going to say Betty White, but she wasn't already in Hollywood, like movies. I think, fine, I'll use Betty White. Betty White's career began in the 40s and ended in the 2020s. She had a career that was 80 years long. She was about to turn 100, but she's been in entertainment for 8 decades. And with actors, it's kind of like I guess maintaining your momentum. And if we can continue to, I guess, push out hits year by year, you can make it out just fine by like 20, 30 something.
So if Kanye just keeps doing like the music and stays out of the headlines.
Oh yeah, I mean right now,
oh
my god, dude. Right now Kanye is up. He's really up, hey? Obviously he hasn't had an outburst in over a month. But, you know, he's making good music again. You know, he produced what's this thing? Produced Pusha's new song. He has collaborations with Gap, and he's producing for whose album? Rocky's album. He did production on Kendrick's album as well. Yeah. He's focusing on himself with this new girl, and he's prospering.
Yeah. So he should be just fine. If he just keeps doing what he's doing, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But shit though. I mean, it was touch and go for a second there, man. You gotta admit that. Yeah. Shit, dude. Just did Kim? Would you say that his time with Kim was detrimental to his music career, or was it just like indifferent? It would have.
Kanye's eras definitely made the music better. Like, what would the life of Pablo be if Kanye never had Saint or Northwest? Because they are mentioned religiously in the album. What would it be if it didn't have that?
Yeah.
A lot of Kanye's art was inspired mostly by his life at that point, and that expression that comes from it. So I think if he never married Kim, say he married Amber, or he stayed with Alexis Pfizer, and she was very beautiful. But if he had stayed there, his music would have been still as great, but not as memorable in terms of people remember All of the Lights, because he broke up with Amber and he was in his bad boy phase, like true bad boy. Kanye was like, a backpack nigga with luxury taste buds. That was a bar. But he was like the clean hip hop. He was like Will Smith. He had the cred of being a good producer, but his raps and image, it was very clean. It was very sheen. The eras that began pre-Kim, mid-Kim, post-Kim was Kanye accepting his mistakes, accepting who he is. And a lot of that came, of course, with the death of Donda. It came with breaking up with Alexis Pfeiffer. It came with dating Amber Rose. And it came with doing drugs. And that launched off, changed his music. But if he had not gotten with Kim and never had kids, even at 43 right now, that would have influenced his art in terms of where Kanye's era would be with kids versus without kids, while still spiraling down a path of, debauchery and drugs or whatever it was at that point during the VMA era with Amber Rose. His music would definitely be different. It would still be good, but it would be different, and that might affect our, I guess, our digestion of it, and it wouldn't be as iconic as opposed to what Kanye's image was pre MFBDF and post that entering from the Yeezy to Life of Pablo era. It wouldn't have been as good in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely. There was a lot of dude's life does bleed into his music, and
yeah.
But like, is that always a good? Like, that's a really good thing if your life is going exceedingly well. What if your life is like, but when your life is really bad and it starts to bleed into your work, it can be detrimental to your career. Cause like
Winehouse.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Amy Winehouse. You know what? I think with that, if it changes the music into something that, I mean, not just fans, but something that you don't really like, it's a problem. Like, if a person, like, who's this? Who's a person who's gotten worse as the years have gone by? I don't know. Take Logic, right? Or just like the trope that when rappers are hungry, they're really good. You know, they have the best production. That is similar to like the thing where if your art starts to bleed into your music and the quality decreases as a result, then that's a problem where the art's bleeding into your life kind of ruins your life. And with rappers, that comes into them suddenly living more lavish lifestyles as opposed to when they were still struggling and hungry and determined. And their music kind of falls off, kind of like Drake. And again, Drake was never poor. You know, he was a decade-long child actor at that point when he already got famous. But even at the beginning of his career, there was I guess a determination that in him made him rap that much better, have that much consideration for his pain and whatnot. And it's like old you versus new you, not as good. Logic is an example. Drake is an example. And whoever else, you know, kind of has gotten worse over the years. That will be like the opposite effect as opposed to when the art leads into your life after so many years like this, and then it becomes like not as good at all. That's exactly like how rappers go from being amazing initially to gradually falling off. Because the more the years pass, the more things in your life you want to add into your music. So yeah, sometimes it's bad because it can change the quality in a bad way. In that case, it's bad when it bleeds in. When art or where life bleeds into art, only in that case is it bad if it'll make it worse. Because no one wants that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's like an artist you wish you like? Like you said, like when life bleeds into the thing and it gets worse. But like, who's a dude that who went that way that you're like, man, I wish he would come back. You know, like there are people whose art got worse as time went on, and you're like, man, just hang it up. But who's like that one guy you're like, you know, he could still turn it around, even though it's gotten bad. Yeah.
So when you say turn it back, do you mean the quality of the music or the sound?
Like,
or just their personal image?
their image, basically. Like, who can still turn themselves around? Yeah.
Who can still? You know what? I definitely think Daniel Caesar can.
Really?
Yeah, because he had that thing of being like a coon and whatnot, and he obviously he said cancel me, and he indeed got cancelled. There's a lot that goes into winning back the black community, but I do think that with a level of earnest behind it, he. even find your same amount of audience after you've sort of dropped off, because who left is there to listen to you who's already not a fan of you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because now you gotta go for this new fan base that's never
Exactly.
really, yeah.
Or you trying to recapture the old fan base. So it's kind of hard if you are a musician and like you are, the reason why you're in this situation is because of a bad thing. It's hard to come back.
Yeah.
But also leaving as well is very easy. So it's kind of ironic, you know. It takes a very bad thing to fully cancel you. But it's just like it's that, right? It's a very bad thing that can cancel you. But it's the simplest thing that really gets you popular.
Yeah.
Just the simplest activity. So I think with Caesar, since he was mostly being a coon, nothing more malicious, he can bounce back. But R. Kelly, never again. Never again.
What about that 6ix9ine guy?
Well, you see, never again.
Been a while since we seen him.
Because he's a snitch. That's the thing. And in America, there is just a collective disdain for people who rat on others. So he's, they call him a rat, they call him a snitch. For him, it's over completely. However, what I will say, you look at a person like Isaiah Rashad. Do you know of him?
Nah, not really.
So he's a rapper that used to be a part of Kendrick Lamar's record label. Now, what happened with Isaiah Rashad is someone outed him as gay by leaking a video of him sucking another man's penis, repeatedly, and acting in a way that very subservient people act in. But yeah, main point is that was leaked, he was outed, and people began to stop listening to him. They were like, ew, what the hell? Now again, that's rooted mostly in homophobia. He did lose a large fan base, but he did lose a portion of it, right? Cool. If he tries to win them back, he won't be winning them back, but he'll be winning other people back, or rather winning other people to begin with. So for him, for Isaiah Rashad, it won't be hard to uncancel himself, because the canceling is homophobic based.
Yeah.
So he can back pretty easy because we live in a progressive society. He can win new fans by the boatloads. So he doesn't need to he doesn't need to put in that much work. He will bounce back. Logic, he's too cringe. He's a shell of his former self. Yeah. He hasn't been cancelled, but he fell off because people stopped listening to him. So yeah, it's him having to try to find himself, which isn't easy. But it's not easy considering just how different he is.
Plus, people's tastes change, and what with the thing is, my favorite example of that would be Justin Bieber, because if you remember when he first came out with that song "Baby," it was very much geared towards little girls. But then as time went on, and his audience got older, his style of music had to change. So, yeah.
You see, it's kind of like now it's teenage. It's teenage girls, and also adult girls. Something like that. It's like adult girls, teenage girls, and that's his music now. Yeah. Those young adults just pop,
Because one of two ways you can go about it when time goes on, you can either keep marketing your music towards that demographic and what they listen to, even though the people who started listening to you don't listen to the same stuff as them, or you can follow that age group that you started with from the beginning and stick with the stuff that they like. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I mean, if Michael Jackson didn't die, he would have bounced back.
Yeah.
Because again, those late 90s, those late 90s and early 2000s, he was dealing with the whole thing of the court case and the so-called grooming and the nastiness that happened, or that apparently happened, at Neverland. So he was cancelled. He was called a nonce, and that's where the pervasive thing of Michael being a nonce came from, the court cases in the 90s. But I feel like if he had come back, if he had not passed away, there's a lot that he could have done career-wise, music-wise, to uncancel himself in that public eye perspective. Because again, this is the same time where they were making documentaries about his court case and proving him innocent or proving him guilty. It was a good time for him to capitalize and relaunch his music career. But he died. So it wouldn't have been that hard for him. For Michael.
Yeah. Yo, man, I'm getting a message here saying you have like X amount of data left and it's not looking good.
Yeah, I forget that.
Yeah, I don't have Wi-Fi.
Sorry.
Shit, dude. Nah, it's cool.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah, no problem, man.
But final thoughts,
Wi-Fi.
man? Yeah.
Final thoughts. MOM could have been better, definitely. Moon Knight is good. Hope we see him again. Hope we see Spiderman again with Moon Knight. Yeah. DC's in trouble. They need to fire someone. And damn, don't get cancelled.
Yeah.
Don't get.
It's a lot of work to get back public trust after you've been cancelled.
It's tough. And Ezra was in for a world of hurt. Yeah. It's tough.
Oh, as always, man, it's been awesome talking to you. Shit. Oh,
Thanks.
Yeah, I really needed this, Such as?
The first movie of every superhero.
Yeah. Oh, that was mostly Phase 1. A lot of those were Phase 1. Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk. Those were all Phase 1. Okay, Ant-Man was Phase 2, but like, I think that was a holdover from that, from that era. Every hero's like intro is kind of the same. I get why you say that, because it is. Yeah. They have this.
Remember they didn't have the committee?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you see the marginalization.
Yeah, they all felt very samey the first time around. Oh, also the same versus same fight within the first movie. The villain has the same powers as the hero.
Yep. Marginalization.
A lot of that was Phase 1 and it bled over into Phase 2 a bit. Everybody's first movie, like you have to fight a villain just like you.
The villain. Black Panther came out in 2018. That was like Phase 3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The theme of the
they
first
didn't have
movie.
the fucking committee.
Yeah.
The committee didn't exist at that point. And it was who was it? Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do that. So I feel like although the committee was gone,
it was kind of for the worst.
And then only now we're seeing directors actually put their takes, their spins on the movies, like Doctor Strange.
That was very much a Sam Raimi movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
We're seeing what we saw in the beginning being applied at the end.
Yeah.
It should have been throughout. But I feel like they made a good decision homogenizing it in a way so that we have a standard of what's known as a Marvel film. Now Marvel understands that is a standard.
Yeah. But with I don't know, man, the movies when the creative committee was still active weren't bad. Let me just say that Iron Man 1 was amazing. And the first Thor movie did its job. Although it didn't feel like, I'm gonna be honest, dude, fucking Kenneth Branagh directed the first Thor movie, and I would not have known that if no one had told me. It didn't feel like a Kenneth Branagh movie. That's my main takeaway for Like, this
What
is why the
else
creative
has he
committee
done?
needs to go. Like, what?
What else has he done?
He directed Hamlet. He directed Murder on the Orient Express. He directed, what's this? It's the Artemis Fowl. Another movie that didn't feel like a Kenneth Branagh movie. This was a Disney movie that just happened to be made by him. But yeah, he directed those movies. And he directed Death on the Nile. So,
I haven't watched any of those.
yeah. You can skip Artemis Fowl. It's like that first graphic novel, but they stretched it, yet at the same time squished it in. Like, I don't know, it is like an expanded version of Cliff Notes. Let me say that. You know?
So it's like a summary book.
Yes. Someone made a movie out of a summary.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Dude, this is another thing with, you know, Holly Short in those books. She's like the first female fairy to make it onto the police force, right? It's a pretty big fucking deal, and the captain gives her a lot of shit because of it, because, like, you know, you're the first female fairy to make it on this police force. I have to treat you harder than I treat everybody else, so that they don't say favoritism, you know, shit like that. He gives her shit like a typical police captain. But this movie fucks that up by having the captain be Judi Dench. If this captain is female, then she's the first fucking fairy, and nothing that Holly Short does is actually impressive because the captain already did it first. She's fucking captain. Like, just, dude, you just robbed the character of one of their biggest accomplishments. Oh.
Pretty shit way to.
Yeah, and the opening, I fucking laughed when I saw this. There's this narration of, like, this guy, who's that guy from Beauty and the Beast? He was Gaston's friend, the actor who played that guy. He was in Pixels. Whatever. That guy, Josh Gad, yes. Josh Gad is you read Artemis Fowl?
Briefly.
You remember the dude with the big mouth and he ate dirt and digging and shit? Whatever. He was
Very hairy.
Yeah, very hairy. It was very fucking hairy.
Yeah, I remember that one.
When I saw that character and I saw it was played by Josh Gad, like, right away when he started talking, I was like, Jack Black should have played this role. This would have made more sense if Jack Black was doing this shit. Because, dude, everything about this character just feels like, you know, Jack Black would kill this role, man. Like, just... But then, and his voice was all raspy and shit. He's like, he's like, let me tell you a story. About, what are you doing? Why do you sound like that? Like, just, it's weird. Like, just, okay, so that character, I forget where I was going with this, but, like, here's the thing. In the book, he has these teeth that are, like, strong enough they can crush stone, and, like, it allows him to eat dirt, right? That allows him to consume dirt and he, like, craps it out the end, basically. No. Yeah, he craps it out the end, basically. That's why he always wears, like, baggy pants and shit. So he basically pulls down his pants and he, like, eats, and the dirt immediately shoots out. So that's the thing. In this movie, he doesn't have huge teeth. He just has a big fucking mouth that he, like, dude, he literally grabs his mouth and he stretches it and he makes it all big. And then he gets to digging and shit.
That
like,
is
just
disgusting.
the CGI is rubbery as fuck. Like, just, dude. But yeah, that character right away, I was just like, Jack Black should have done this role. No disrespect to Josh Gad, but, like, Jack Black would have added some quirkiness to this character that really made him, like, a good guy. Yeah. Also, in the book, this character is a thief, not to be trusted. And then in the movie, by the end, like, he's one of the good guys. He's actually helping Artemis Fowl and them. All this time, like, I was helping him, man. You know, this whole story that I've been telling, I've just been stalling you until Artemis Fowl comes and breaks me out of jail. That's not how the book ends. That's not how any of these books fucking end. They don't bust the dude out. The dude escapes in the book and goes on to live life, and they track him down later. He does not get caught. His whole shtick is that he always breaks out anyway. So him getting caught just kind of goes against that. But anyway, the butler who's white in the comics, He's and the book. He's black in this one, but he still has the white hair. I don't know why. Like yeah, he's not even like super old or anything. He's just a black guy with white hair. He had a sister in the book. She's white too. She's white in the movie. No, he's black. So I don't know. Like, yeah.
Diversity.
I don't know, man.
It was a weird incident I had yesterday. I was watching the Overwatch thing, right? And then one of the players on in London Stuff like it's a they, but it's a guy.
Identify as they.
They. It's like, and then the caster goes out of her way in the middle of like nothing. Landon was the first person to die in the fight, right?
Yeah.
His team shit. Landon died. It's like, yeah, they died because they beat Bills, and she said they so many fucking times. And I'm looking at the caster cam, and her casting partner just looks at her.
Like, what are you doing?
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I never understood that.
why the fuck are you towing the line when it's not even your line to tow?
Yeah. If they want to be referred to as they will call themselves they. They don't need you to say that. It's also distracting, like you said on the thing, because what happened next? During that time period, you weren't, to be honest, you weren't paying attention to what was happening. You were listening to all this they shit.
You know, and there was a really, when I rewinded back, there's a really interesting play that they did on the map that I didn't know you could do. Because essentially most Overwatch maps you can't, certain parts of the book.
Guess, you initially missed that.
I missed it.
Exactly.
And then I saw somebody clip it and I was like, oh, I need to go back. I was like, oh fuck, you can do that.
Ezra Miller is now a they too.
They are a menace.
Yes, they are a menace. They was. Although when you read on like Twitter and stuff, they still say he. They don't say they was arrested in Hawaii. Nah, he was arrested in Hawaii.
You got fucked up. I don't understand the whole thing. I don't care. I'm like, if the person wants to be referred as they them, I'm like, in the face of they them, but it's gonna be so much of a hassle for me to do this mental gymnastics every time I have to refer to this person.
Like, I'd just be like, seriously, if you want to call yourself they, by all means, call yourself they. I will not call you they. You are one person. This is not a gender thing. This is not a sex thing. It's a grammar thing.
It's a grammar thing. You're fucking up with English grammar because you have issues. You don't even know what you want, and you trying to enforce that on us.
I remember the first time was like, I identify as they. I generally, like a knee-jerk reaction, I just went like, oh, can I call you it? Like, just like, what? Yeah, it, since there's only one of you. There isn't two of you. I can't call you they, and you won't let me call you he or she, so can I call you it instead? It's just like, I don't know why. I'm not homophobic. I was just kind of a jerk, basically, in that moment. I'll be the first person to say it. I'm an asshole. I don't pretend to be otherwise.
Yeah, same.
Way to defend me there, man. Way to just straight up be like, yes,
Okay,
same.
Same. I mean,
what the fuck?
I mean, look, okay, right.
Just straight up like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck should anybody have to sugarcoat anything?
All the shit we've done together, man, you're straight up like, yes, he's an
You're
asshole.
my friend. You can be an asshole. And I don't hold that against you.
Yeah, but don't just right away just be like, yes,
Yes, okay.
Asshole. Just be like, yes, he's an asshole, but you know,
he's
like,
my friend.
Yeah, man. You didn't do that. You're just like, oh yeah, totally. I agree.
It's not like something I'm holding against you. Man, you're such a fucking asshole. Like, no, it's my friend. You can be an asshole, but it's my friend. It's not like I'm holding it against you. Like, that person might hold it against you. Like, you're a fucking asshole. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, some people think I'm rude. Because, like, it's not that I don't know why you say that. I know exactly why you say that. Like, there are moments where, out of context, Like I'll just be talking with a friend, and if you overhear that, you'll say, "Man, that guy rude" or some shit. Like, because we kind of have no filter, so yeah. It ain't like we loud or nothing. It's just we're not screaming our opinions for everyone to hear. It's just you and me talking. But man, oh shit. You think Ezra Miller? You think he'll ever bounce back?
No. Get the fuck out of Hawaii. That's what he needs to do.
I mean, people have done worse. He didn't kill anybody, but like,
Not yet. He's still there.
you can move out of Hawaii, man.
That is it was like Ezra Miller and Hawaii. You're not. I'm not stuck in here.
You're a little stuck in here with me. Dude, cause like Syxx sent me this like a different meme. It was Flash from the first Spiderman movie. Like Peter Parker on one hand was like he had like Hawaii written on his shirt. It was like, I don't want to fight you, Flash. On the other side, it's Flash with like Ezra Miller written on his forehead. He's like, I wouldn't want to fight me either. Just like that right there just sums it up, dude. Just yeah, I think he's finished, man. Like, just his career ain't over. He'll still get work, but yeah, he's done, man.
Him and Amber Heard, no more jobs because punching people.
Yes. Oh no! Amber Heard did not punch Johnny Depp. She hit Johnny Depp. Correction, right there.
That bitch.
Remember that shit?
What's slapping somebody?
You notice that once the case stopped going in her favor, all of a sudden the lawyers are like, she may have bipolar disorder. Like, wow, really? The old insanity defense, eh? Like, just let me ask you, has that ever actually worked?
It's worked a few times. It works in small time court.
Yeah, but still, even if you do claim insanity, you don't just get to go home after that. You gotta go to a fucking loony bin and live your life out there. You know? Jesus. It's not like you just get to just peace out. Everyone treats the damn insanity defense like it's a get out of jail free card. It would be ridiculous if it was.
Get out of jail free card. Wow.
There was this guy, man. There was this guy. Funny you mentioned that. There was this dude on Twitter. He said some shit. He said something fucked up. I remember it was fucked up. It immediately pissed me off. And then at the end, he was like, it wasn't bipolar. It wasn't any of that. It was shit. I can't remember the name. But he had this condition. Not Alzheimer's. Not ADD. Not ADHD. What's this shit? I don't know, man. People have it. Like, whatever. He said he had this condition, so, you know, what you say may be taken out of context. What I say may not be, like, whatever. You're essentially trying to say, this is what I think. It's okay, and you can't say shit about it because I have this condition, and you're not gonna make fun of somebody with this condition. Like, just, fuck you, man. Like, you're hiding behind the fact that you have some kind of, like, disorder to give you license to say fucked up shit. Nah, I will absolutely call that shit out. Just because you have some kind of disorder doesn't give you license to be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, it's almost like when women say kill all men, it gives them a license to say that because they're a vagina.
Yes. A dude said that? His ass would be on.
No. See, guys, we get called out for the shit that we do.
Yes. Just. I wanted to bring something up. Have you seen the Charlie's Angels remake with Kristen Stewart?
Didn't they say that men ruined that movie for me?
Yeah, you saw the movie though.
No, I did not.
The director said the reason the movie flopped was because of men. Like,
they can't even take responsibility for their
take
own
responsibility that the movie it's not a bad movie, but it's not as good as the original. It's not as good as Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu. Also, that movie does not know what it wants to be.
Just like most people.
Dude, there is a scene, like the movie up until this point has been giving you hints like, it's a remake or a reboot, whatever. And then they'll show scenes of like Lucy Liu and Cameron Diaz with Patrick Stewart in the middle, and they've over Bill Murray's face, they've essentially put Patrick Stewart. Like, so in this universe, Patrick Stewart played the role that Bill Murray played in the last couple movies. So this is technically the third movie, but like, is it a reboot? Is it a sequel? Who knows?
Yeah.
But what bugged me, that line, like, this movie didn't work because of men. Just, dude, your movie didn't work because it didn't work. Like, also, in this movie, the men in this movie are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That right there actually tarnishes the spies because they're able to get through this shit no problem. And if you look at it objectively, they didn't get through all this because of how talented or how skilled they are. They got through this because of how dumb their opponents are. That doesn't make them look good. That actually makes them look pretty fucking average.
If you beat up a person with cerebral palsy, it doesn't make you strong. It just makes you nasty.
Yes.
It's kind of stupid for doing it in the first place.
And they were kind of dickish about it too. Just like, there's a scene where a dude gets shocked. Like, he gets shocked with this thing, like, right in the neck. You know that when you tase somebody, there's parts of the body you're supposed to avoid. I don't think he got shot in the neck. He got shot somewhere. But I know when you tase somebody, there's parts of the body you're supposed to avoid because you give someone a heart attack or what the fuck ever. They zapped him. And then the chick was like, is he going to be okay? Maybe. I mean, he might die, but like, whatever. Just that attitude right there, like, oh, he might die, but whatever. It was solely because that was a dude. That was some random guard, man. He was just a dude there blocking the door, and they zapped him. He might die, but lols, I guess. It happens.
What was the line? What's her name? Jennifer Lawrence, the X-Men.
Whatever.
There was a line, it's like, yeah, you should think about all the women that's saving all the men. Maybe you should change the name to X-Men. I'm like, somebody actually sat down
and wrote this shit. Thought, man, this is good. Sent it to the editing guy.
It's just their CV. First year to third year, gender studies. Fourth year, filmmaking.
Oh, Jesus, man. Someone thought this was funny. This should, it should really be called X-Women. Like, what? You do realize there's like 3 women on the whole team. And not only that, there have been 3 women in the history of the whole team. Just saying. And if you remember correctly, in the last couple movies, we were saving the world from you. Now you're complaining that you saved us one time, suddenly we need to change the name? Nah.
There's the door.
Door's always open.
So it's Mystique, Emma Frost.
No, in the movies.
Oh, in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
I thought you were talking
Mystique, Jean Grey, and Storm in the movies, the main movies, yeah. Dark Phoenix does not match up with the timeline.
No.
Because Jean Grey and Mystique died. Like, although I did find it funny though. Remember that scene on the train? They kept finding those cards. The mutant containment unit. And he walked, and you see the guy with the gun walk past Charles. On his shoulder it reads MCU. The X-Men are locked up by the MCU. That was a nice touch. Oh shit. That movie, there was a video I saw by a guy, Phil Mento. It's like how X-Men Dark Phoenix failed at Civil War. Because basically the mutants were divided. Like, half of them wanted to kill Jean, half of them wanted to save her. Like, in Civil War.
Yeah.
Like, this movie doesn't stack up. This does not stack up to that movie.
In any way possible.
Yeah.
I just think X-Men and Humans, I'm waiting for them to get right.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get right. The only Marvel's probably going to get right.
I mean, we saw Black Falls get pasted immediately.
Jimmy just shut his mouth.
Yes. That line right there, she was like, but you saw how smug that motherfucker was. He was where they were like, Black Falls could literally destroy you. And he was standing there like, yeah. with like one word out of his mouth. You saw he was standing with his arm crossed, like, yeah, I could, but like, dude. The moment she was like, "What mouth?" Oh no!
And then he was stupid enough to go,
I kind of chuckled a little bit.
I was like,
Initially, I was like, "Oh!"
oh, that's nasty. How funny. That was
You know, what? I never stopped to think, yo, what happens if someone covers his mouth when right as he's about to say something?
the Hulk did that.
Yes. Oh, dude. Remember that in the World of Hulk, it's like, I want to hear you scream. Oh, shit. That was brutal. Shit.
The Hulk fucked him up. Yeah. That was the one where he came back to
World War Hulk. I remember the... What do you think of the scene where they took out Strange in Multiverse of Madness, where he was like, with Black Bolt said like, I'm sorry, and the thing was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's how his powers was. I just, like, no comment.
I thought it was kind of silly. Yeah, this is weird, but the Inhumans. I never thought I would say
just said
this.
sorry.
Yeah, I never thought I would say this, but the Inhumans TV show did Black Bolt's power better than the MCU did. Because
How do they do Black Bolt's power?
when he went to the thing and he was like, his brother was in like the dome they were in. He stood there and he was like, goodbye, brother. And shit blew away. There was no echo, there was no goodbye. Like it was just goodbye, bye.
And the whole thing's done.
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, because in the comic it was destructive as fuck. So yeah, they sold it extremely well. All he said was goodbye, brother, and the whole place was gone. So him saying I'm sorry should have done more than just take out Strange.
You should have taken out like the whole thing.
A huge ass chunk should have been gone. Yeah. Dude.
How did they defeat Thanos? The cocky one. That's what I don't get. Cocky motherfuckers like that.
Somehow they stabbed him.
Somehow.
They stabbed him somehow. This one had Captain Marvel in it. Let me just say that, you know. They had Captain Marvel. Maybe that's the missing
had
ingredient.
Iron Man.
Oh, no. They had Captain Marvel and Reed Richards. So,
Really? That motherfucker just like here.
just saying.
Okay, but
And Professor X, let us not forget. Captain Marvel, Reed Richards, and Professor X.
Thanos' mind is like a fortress, man.
Mantis got through to him.
Huh?
Mantis got him. Remember when they had him held in place?
They had to hold him down. How the fuck is Professor X gonna hold him?
Professor X took on the Phoenix Force, man. Don't sleep on Professor X, dude.
I know he's strong, but like,
Don't sleep on the Professor, man. Shit. He did hold Wanda at bay for a bit. That's saying something.
little,
Yeah.
like a couple seconds, and then she.
That's saying something. Fucking Strange couldn't do that. So many people couldn't, like, get near her. And he was able to hold her at bay for a bit. That's saying something.
Captain Britain was brutal, though.
Yeah, that was... Like...
Dude, that always creep. That was the thing that Captain Marvel is dead, though.
You saw the thing fall on her hand, but like,
Captain fucking Marvel.
she is still human. She can still get crushed by rubble.
She's Captain Marvel, dude.
She can still get crushed by rubble. Just saying.
That's like a fucking excuse. That's like, Thanos, he got hit by rubble. Like Spiderman, we threw rubble on him. That didn't work with Spider-Man. How the fuck is it gonna work with?
He was not crushed, he was buried. There's a difference.
She got buried.
No. She was laying, she rolled over like, boop, and then it came down. Spider was like this when that shit came down. He was bracing for it. So, yeah.
Captain Marvel, seriously. That's a dumb death. She ripped her apart. If Scarlet Witch like
The movie would have lost its PG rating.
if we didn't see it, it was like if you just saw her like
The
grab-
shadows, yeah.
and then that would have been scary.
Hey, but Reed got...
I don't think Reed should have died from that though.
What?
Hasn't he had worse?
He got shredded.
Hasn't he had worse happen to him?
He's been stretched out, stepped on, with all that, but he's never been taken apart. He's been fucking. He's shredded like confetti, man. Did you see that shit?
Just put him in a box. Like,
He ain't plastic, man. He can't just like.
fucked up, right? If the rest of the Fantastic Four showed up,
Oh,
that would have been fucking cool. You know?
that would have been grim. I
I think
think.
Sue Storm could have taken him.
I mean, she would have held her at bay, but like taking her, nah.
Who do you think could have taken it that movie?
Of the Fantastic Four,
No, just like any character.
damn. Out of any character, who do I think could take, Scarlet Witch in that state? Like another magic user or something? 'Cause it's not a lot of them. Fuck it. Tom Cruise is Iron Man with the stones.
Yeah, he would have fucking.
Yes. Could have taken him.
He would have literally would have.
You saw like in Infinity War, Thanos was like, she was keeping him at bay, but he was still kind of charging through. So, yeah. I'm bummed we didn't get that shit, man. I was actually looking forward to it. I was trying to avoid spoilers and what the fuck ever, so it was like, I want to know, is Tom Cruise going to be in this motherfucker? Is he going to pop up? No.
That's why I hate rumors. I hate that shit.
It's always something, either it's something you really wanted, or it's something you didn't know you wanted.
Yeah, until you heard about it. Oh, I want that.
Yeah. Time.
It's almost 5 o'clock.
But you gotta go somewhere.
My.
But shit though, man. The Illuminati went out like chumps. Mordo just gave up. Let's be honest, he just gave up.
It's like, I'm not gonna die like the rest of the bitches. No, it's
I did hate how cocky they were. Dude. They were so like, we can handle you, little It's like, dude, you are grossly underestimating this woman or overestimating your own power.
The thing is, right? In the MCU, Doctor Strange has always been the de facto strongest. And there'll always be somebody that'll slowly upset him, but he'll be like the standard strongest.
And he's gone. So, yeah. I'm just like, right away, them talking to her was a mistake. Mistake number one, they tried to talk it out. They're like, yeah, we know all about it. If you know all about it, then you know talking to this woman is not going to do anything. Just kill her and get it over with. Like,
But you're the biggest threat to the multiverse.
And you caught him, so he can't be that big. Just saying, you caught him, so it can't be that bad. It did. I was questioning when they were like every Doctor Strange from every universe is a threat. Like, does that mean they're gonna go get everybody?
To be honest, I understand where they're coming from.
No, I get it, but I'm like, does that mean they're gonna go after everyone? They're gonna leave their universe to collect a bunch of strangers?
No, they're never gonna do that.
Yeah.
They can't. Only America can do that.
Yeah.
Weird, she doesn't exist in any other universe. That's crazy.
That's it. Yeah, it is that does make her a pretty rare thing because, like, even in the movie they brought it up, like, hey, why don't we just find another universe's you and ask them for help? That would be an easy fix. So that's why they would be like, oh, wait, nope, this guy doesn't exist anywhere else.
This is just one American.
Yeah.
I want the Beyonders to slowly,
Reveal themselves.
because they're like, oh, some shit's happening. We better step down.
Yeah.
And then Galactus shows up. Doom's like, nah, bitch, that's my power.
You think now that we've had Celestials and whatnot, we'll ever get Galactus?
Yeah, I think he'll come.
It kind of feels like a letdown. Coming to eat your planet. Like we fought off a dude who vanished half the universe. Now we're fighting a dude who's chowing planets one at a time.
I mean, the power scale is like, it dips. I mean, Galactus is strong. Galactus is fucking strong.
It better be if he's that fucking big. Jesus.
What's crazy to me is that his power can be contained into a single human. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. I always found it weird that he gave Silver Surfer cosmic power. Did he just have? Is that one of his abilities? Like he can grant powers to people. Like
He has a herald. He grants the power.
Yeah, it's just like Silver Surfer before that was just doomed.
Yeah.
He was just some dude.
I was just chilling.
Yeah.
Hey yo, I was chilling, and then damn.
Then it happened. What I did like.
Imagine an intro, like, but it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it's with the Silver Surfer.
Shit, like I don't know, in the Andromeda Galaxy, like what the, shit.
I don't care about the Fantastic Four. I'm just waiting for Doom. That's it. Just don't kill.
Speaking of ballet, Fresh Prince of Ballet, you see the trailer for the remake? I mean the reboot, yeah.
Bel-Air.
Yeah, they rebooted it. It's just ballet now.
Yeah.
You see the trailer? It's strange because Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was obviously a comedy. You know, Will Smith is this charismatic dude, and it was a comedy about a dude essentially from the hood going to like an upper class neighborhood. Now it's a serious ass drama about a dude from the hood moving to an upper class neighborhood. And Uncle Phil is like, why am I bothered? Why am I wasting my time trying to save someone who doesn't want to be saved? And like Aunt Phil was like, because we owe it to his family. Just like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why is this so serious now? Just, what the fuck?
You make everything serious. That's how you make it better.
Like everything's so dramatic, and even like Carlton and Will didn't get along initially. That's a fact. But like in this trailer, Carlton is like Will says something, and then Carlton is like, "Yes, the moment I find out why you're really here, Will." Like just like, oh, like he's got some kind of sinister motive for being here. Like, no, dude, like.
I'm here to eat your gentrified pizza.
Dude. Dude, like just I want to see this first episode out of morbid curiosity. But like, if this serious tone persists throughout the seasons, I'm just like, this ain't Bel-Air. This ain't this isn't what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's still 8. Some of this is pretty good. Anyway, what was I saying? Shit. There's not a lot about this intro. What do you think of Wong as Sorcerer Supreme? Was he good for it?
What do you mean intro? We don't want to.
No, not intro. I mean the intro for the. I was talking about the intro for the movie. I was talking like not a lot happened in that intro. Aside from the dream thing, not a lot happened. But like, yeah. What did you think of Wong as? Yeah, that's true. He did show up, but like.
To be honest, it's not actually a demon. That is that thing. That creature, that thing with the fucking eye.
Yeah.
Shumagora. That's like a minion of this.
Oh.
So the one
I'm so surprised they went there. Shit.
I feel like now they set it up.
Ah, fuck it. We have that fuck you money. We can try different
What are they
things.
gonna do, huh?
Yeah.
Like watch it, lol. It's not gonna do as well as No Way Home. I don't think anybody's expecting that.
Yeah.
But it's just
You saw the first 4 rows were empty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yesterday's were sold out. So
You
it's
saw
gonna
it? You saw it already?
No, I went to book.
Oh.
So I was checking. I was curious, right? So I went and checked sold out. The 3D Prestige was sold out.
Oh, okay. So that's where everyone went. They were all piling into the IMAX thing, yeah. Makes sense now. But yeah, though, the Wong as the Sorcerer Supreme. Thoughts?
Yeah, not much.
Not much, huh?
I don't think Wong will die.
Of course he's not gonna die. He didn't die in this movie. Why would he die like later on? Be
What
like,
makes no sense, right?
yeah.
Is when his Claire shows up. How does she have the ability to jump? Wait, she went to Dormammu, right? That was Dormammu's universe.
Yeah, we saw the wavy lines and shit. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
How did she get there?
Yeah.
I don't know. Clear. I guess she has that that ability becomes known to her after, because she's obviously from the future. Because her being from a different universe kind of doesn't really make sense. So she's probably from the future where the sorcerers can now travel into timelines and shit.
You got it good.
You got it good.
I mean, Rachel McAdams, but like, damn.
Yeah. Oh shit. She gotta. When you see your ex rolling with an upgrade, just
Fuck you.
shit.
But I feel like it's not hostile. It's not like.
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends had my ex on WhatsApp, and she saw my ex new boyfriend. It's like, bro, she hit such a downgrade.
Fuck's sake.
I was like, oh, thanks, appreciate
What the
it.
fuck?
Wow. You can say some wild shit, straight up.
They do. Especially about each other, man.
Also, when they think you're not listening.
Yeah. Like if you walk into a space and the conversation just stops, just know they were saying some shit about you. It's like, hey, don't stop on my account. Please, talk. Let's hear what you got to say.
I'm using a phone with folks because they might be coming to Gateway, and then there's a mosque around the corner, so I'll just go there, pray for like 10 minutes.
This is Saturday, right?
Yeah. Pray every day.
Oh.
That's one on Friday is important.
Alright. Yes. That cape reminded me of Spawn. And they announced they were doing a reboot with Jamie Foxx, but
I want to see that.
yeah. They said like, we're rebooting Spawn and Jamie Foxx is gonna play Spawn, but like that was in 2018, dude. It's 2022 now. We ain't heard dick. Like they cast the character. They know they want to reboot the character, but like, oh, when are you gonna do that? I don't know. Just sort of chilling right now. Like we just chilling. But we're gonna do it at some point. We promise you that. Like DC with this Cyborg movie. Or what's this? DC with Justice League 2. Or DC with fucking Flashpoint and how long that shit took. You remember it was supposed to come out in 2018.
What?
Flashpoint. The initial announcement was like, oh yeah, Flash is gonna get a movie and it's gonna come out in 2018.
That was 4 years ago.
Fucking exactly, man.
You see, you can't trust DC with anything. I don't trust them with anything.
Cyborg was gonna get a movie. Batman was gonna get a movie. Nightwing was gonna get a movie. Like, just where did all this shit go?
When they realize that they make shit movies.
Yes. We may not have thought this through all the way.
Because you're not Marvel. You need a Kevin Feige type person to run your shit. I don't think Matt Reeves is the kind of person to assume that kind of role.
Nah, he's his specific universe guy.
His lane, he's gonna do it better than anybody else.
I think for the longest time, behind the scenes, not like behind the scenes, but like undercover, Zack Snyder was that guy.
But he can't be, because he's good at his thing. He's good at one thing. He's not good at universe.
Yeah.
He's not somebody that reads the comics and like universe. He's somebody that makes really good movies.
He's actually a huge fan of the comics, especially Dark Knight and the one Superman issue. Because there's a scene in Man of Steel where like Superman takes off and he's like flying over Africa, he's flying in past the sea. It is a shot-for-shot recreation of the pages of this one comic book that Zack Snyder really liked. I am serious, like a shot-for-shot, everything was the same thing. And as for the Dark Knight, you can very much tell that Ben Affleck's Batman was Dark Knight Batman. Just straight up out of... He even has the freaking tank in Justice League. The same tank from that movie, yeah.
As saw his Batmobile, I was like, yeah, this is an F1 racing car.
Yes.
This is an F1. This is some McLaren type shit.
Yep. When asked in an interview, like, why does he have a Batmobile? He was like, yeah, he said the Tumbler was cool, but, you know, it's the Batmobile, you know.
It's a car.
Yeah, like just,
The muscle car is probably the coolest version.
yeah.
It moves so far away from what we see as the Batmobile.
Gone are the neon blue Batmobiles of Clooney and Kilmer, or as I called it, the neon dick. Like just a big old Viagra pill on wheels is what that shit was, man. You should have seen the concept art, dude. That shit looked like a vagina with thrush. It was bad, man. Look that shit up, Batmobile concept art from back in the. Wait a minute.
I saw that.
Yes,
I know what you're
I remember
talking
it was like it was all red and shit. Like, why is it red? He's Batman, not fucking Bloodman. Just, oh, like,
It gives a new definition to it.
dude, why you have to go there, dude?
I'm just saying.
God damn, dude. But yeah. Oh shit. But the thing, what was I saying? Still, with this movie, it's pretty fucking awesome, though, man. Shit, I give it that much. Let me make a phone call.